big part of it, but we'll see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I can do something about this. Let's see what we got. Let's see, if you're already here, go ahead and pop into the chat. Let's see. No, that's not what I want. I want to go to home. Yeah, there we go. Going live. Going live. All right. Let's see. We're going to get that link. All right. I don't see anybody in here, but that's okay too. KP Heathen showed up. What's going on? Yes, again. You know, I had to run away last time, but let's see here. Everyone. Again. And there we go. And send that out. People were complaining that they weren't getting updates. We got Fishing Guy. There you go. You're really paying attention today. Hey, Rose, good to see you. So, KP Heathen, first roast. Number 2, Fishing Guy. You are deterred. All right, let me get these links out to everybody. And we're going to drop that over there. And we'll send that and post that. And then over here, we're going to post it over here. Live. Again. Exclamation points. This microphone really gets in my way. I don't know why it's such a pain in the buttocks. All right. All right. Okay, and that's done. Perfect. I like the vertical streams. Cole, a lot of people like them. That's why I started doing it. I was looking at my analytics, and people like them. So I decided to do them. Okay, well, let's see. I've got that stuff on X over here to help people understand what's happening with the silver prices. Let's see. We got Cole, we got Shane. What's up, Shane? Good to see you. Good to see you. If you guys haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do so now. It does help out the channel. One of the reasons I popped in here was I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about silver stuff, because this morning, during this morning's live stream, and even yesterday's live stream, listening to live, and you talk, how the earth is round. Well, for you, I have a fun fact. The earth's surface is 70% water. True. The fact that none of that water is carbonated means the world is flat. That's hilarious. That's coming from the members only chat. Brad says, LP, listening to live and your talk about how the earth is round. Well, for you, I have a fun factoid. 1, the earth's surface is 70% water. True. 2, the fact that none of that water is carbonated means the world is flat. And he's got, boom, roasted. I don't think it works that way. Okay. So, if you guys weren't paying attention, the price of silver, we were talking this morning about the price of silver actually reaching $100 per ounce. And as of, let's see, December 22nd, December 23rd, as of today, the current spot price is $71.20. So the price of silver is $71.14. Is doing some crazy stuff. I bought some silver on my lunch break. Smart man. So why is it going up? I guess that's the question that people really want to know, Acme says, man, you can't get rid of silver. You have to go explicitly to a jeweler or attempt to sell the coins at not slag value, so it takes forever. They'll take gold. I just went through it last week. Acme, I would say make sure that you know someplace where you can dump your silver. A lot of people buy silver and they don't look at the end state. Like, if you really wanted to get out of it, like, where would I get out of it? Because it's real, it's physical silver. It's not paper silver. they jump into this, and yeah, most pawn shops have someone that they go to give value to their things. It's interesting because if you coming from somebody who has actually worked in the pawn industry, um, not for very long, but long enough to understand it. It's not freaking hard to do. Basically, they're going to give you 75% of the current value of your object. It's that easy. Um, but they keep people on hand. They only come in once every 3 weeks to a month to look at what you've got. They lowball you at every chance they can. Um, the idea is that you want the money, so you're going to do what they want to do. And if the juice isn't worth the squeeze, just walk away. Just walk away. Um, let's see, a good idea, but none of the pawn shops. It is real money. I believe that, but get rid of it is difficult. Yes, it is. It is because there's no true market for used silver. Here's what I would do. I would look at companies that sell silver, that deal in silver. That's why they give you paperwork. That's why they give you lots of things. A lot of people, they buy silver. It comes in a box about this big. And you open the box up, and however much silver you bought is inside of it. And there's a little piece of paper from that company. Well, who better to sell the silver back to? Most companies have silver buyback programs. So let me look at, I'm just guessing here, but let me check. AMEC silver, we're going to do that. Amex, there you go. Buy silver bullion. Okay, so it's APMEX, and then let's go with buyback. APMEX, sell gold and silver coins, bullion, jewelry, and more. APMEX makes it easy to sell precious metal you no longer want to hold on to. Precious metals, selling your gold or silver. Request a kit. Have jewelry or mixed old gold and silver to sell. Request an appraisal kit and send your items in using the prepaid APMEX logistics label. Our team evaluates your pieces and provides a fair offer based on metal content and market value. Jewelry, silverware, decor, other gold, and silver. It's that easy. It's that easy. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that you didn't have a problem, because I know for a fact, working in the pawn industry, you are going to have a problem. But you also might want to look around too. You're obviously going to try and get as much out of it as you can. But it's always it's the golden rule, man. He who has the gold makes the rules. So you kind of have to. If you want cash today, you're going to take a $30 haircut. That is the dilemma in the market. That's the dilemma in the market selling anything. Here's what I would say for people that want to sell back get rid of their precious metals. Don't be that guy, okay, that has a yard sale and wants to get full price for a used item. Don't be that guy, okay? Because they don't care. They'll just hold on to whatever they've got. They're just waiting for a sucker to come get it so that they can recoup their value, not the actual value, their value. It's like a brand new truck. It could be $40, $60, $80, $100,000. You drive it off the lot, it's only worth 75% of it. It's the way the market works. So you gotta kind of like hang on to the good stuff, I guess. Hang on to the good stuff. 100% be that guy. What's up, Striking Viking? Good to see you. Well, let's see here. Hey, how are you today? Nico the cat. I am doing super duper pooper scooper. I am good to go. Let's see. All right. I'm not seeing the chat really moving a lot. So with the silver itself, it's pretty insane the way it's pumped up like that. It looks like it's bouncing around a little bit right now. Obviously, I've just kind of like did the entire show for you. But do me a favor, guys. Put a 1 in the chat, and that will kind of blow up the chat on the algorithm, and that should send a few more people in here. Obviously, we've got 4 people in here in the middle of the day, which is kind of weird. I normally get enough trolls in here to keep this going. Don't forget the thumbs up, guys. I appreciate you. Let's see here. ban, ban everything. I love the name. I love the name. Let's see here. We got Cape Your Heathen. There you go. And make sure you guys are subscribed too, because I like seeing these new names. I'm always looking for different times, like people pop in different times of the day when they're available. So it kind of helps me to find those windows to get information out to you guys. But I guess the real thing is there are some primary drivers. It shows 7 watching and 6 on my side. Maybe you scared off some of them yesterday. Maybe I scared them off this morning. There's no telling. There's no telling. People have a tendency to be fickle, and that's human nature. That's going to be the human nature. So some primary drivers for the explosion in silver. It's basically there are some chronic supply deficits and some tight physical supplies. What's up, Angie? Good to see you from Texas. The global silver market has been in deficit for 5 consecutive years, with cumulative shortfalls exceeding 800 million ounces. The Silver Institute's Silver Survey forecasts another sizable deficit in 2025, which means we're using more silver than we're digging out of the ground. Okay. The mine production has stagnated around 813 to 835 million ounces annually, while much silver is consumed irreversibly in industrial applications and ends up in landfills. There's a scary thought. Most of our silver's ended up in landfills. Isn't that special? This has led to depleting exchange inventories and periods of acute tightness, including a notable shortage squeeze in the London market earlier in 2025, with record high lease rates. Now, there's also one of the other primary drivers is there's a booming industrial demand for silver. Basically, over 50 to 60% of silver demand in industrial is driven by unmatched conductivity. The key growth area: solar panels, photovoltaics. The record demand for the green energy transition has caused this problem. Electric vehicles and batteries, electronics, AI data centers, and 5G infrastructure. Industrial fabrication hits records in recent years and is projected to remain near all-time highs, even if slightly tempered by thrifting or tariffs. Interesting stuff. And then the other one is investment and safe haven demand. There's been a strong inflows into the silver ETFs, coins, and bars, fueled by retail and institutional buyers seeking hedges against inflation, which is what we do, currency debasement, which is slowly happening, and uncertainty, which is basically the Bible for preparedness. Silver has outperformed gold significantly in 2025. Gold is up 70%, narrowing the gold-silver ratio to around 64 to 1 from over 100 to 1 earlier. Still elevated historically, but signaling silver's catch-up. And there are some things called macroeconomic factors, and these are expectations of further U.S. Federal Reserve rate cuts, and that is making non-yielding metals more attractive. The weaker U.S. dollar, believe it or not, is down this year, and escalating global tensions and fiscal concerns boosting safe haven flows. Now, this kind of aligns with certain people's views, and the surge reflects irreversible industrial consumptions, ongoing deficits, and broader monetary stress is creating momentum that's hard to reverse short term. Now, short term versus long term. Short term volatility remains possible. Basically, profit taking or the US dollar strength could cause pullbacks, as seen in the past rallies like 1980 and 2011. However, the structural deficit and growing industrial needs support a bullish long-term case, with many analysts eyeing sustained heights or further gains in 2026. Several dual role industrial commodity / monetary assets give it unique leverage in the current environment. Yeah, so silver is an up and coming power. It's it was once semi expensive, and I got in, like I was telling people this morning, I got in at $14 an ounce. So significant, significant. I wish I had more. I wish I had more. All right, let's go ahead and go to the chat. You know what? I am at the house, so I am going to turn the super chats on, and we'll make that for an hour. And you know what happens. There we go. Start that goal. If we hit it, we hit it. If we don't, we don't. Let's see here. I think we got Annie G says, I think they sold more paper than actual silver. Oh, they always do. That's why paper or silver is less. It doesn't hold its value. You get in, you buy the paper silver, you wait for the market to go up, and then you get out. You sell the paper silver. What do we got here? Ban Everything says, I wish I could go metal detecting in my grandfather's old place. I found 2 ounces of silver and an 18-karat gold ring there with an inferior 1970s metal detector in 1979. I know, man. There's stuff laying all over the place. There's stuff all over the place. Rose, thank you very much, Rose. Thank you for helping me to hit that goal today. There we go. Make sure everybody hits that like button on Rose. Thank her for helping the channel out, because that's literally what it is. And if you know what happens when we hit the mark. When we hit the mark. 4 to go. All right, let's see here. I love the whole metal detector idea because basically it's free. And oddly enough, the place to find a metal detector, in a pawn shop. All right, let's see here. Any advice on Brown Bear? Good. I don't recognize you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Let's help the channel out. So Brown Bear, any advice for someone getting into meal prepping? Is glass better for a refrigerator for the week? How do you eat the same thing every day? It's really, the way your questions are written are kind of difficult to follow here. Let me read them again. Any advice for someone getting into meal prepping? Okay. Is glass better for a refrigerator for the week? How do you eat the same thing every day? I'm one of those people who can't eat the same thing every day. But here's the thing. I've just ran across this. Let me take a sip of coffee. I just ran across this. If you're talking about like meal prepping for, you know what? I'm going to find the video for you. I'm going to find that video for you. And I can only share the link. But I'm going to tell you about it here. YouTube, go to your channel. No, I don't want to go to my channel. I want to go to history. I want to go to the history. Where's my history at? There we go. I watch so many YouTube channels. Hopefully I can find this. I think it was yesterday or the day before I was looking at a meal prep video. And what people are doing is they're making their food and then they're freezing it in these little blocks. Now, I had seen before where people freeze like bouillon. They'll like make like a bone broth or some kind of bouillon, and then they'll like freeze it in ice trays, and then you can buy those silicone large ice cubes, and they'll do that, and after they've frozen that, they'll just stick it like in a Ziploc bag marked like chicken stock, you know. And then when they want to put some chicken stock in something, they just take that little cube out and they throw it in there. But what some people are doing now, and I'm still looking for the video, I'm still scrolling and talking right now, is they're making the food, they're preparing the food. There it is, I found it. They're preparing the food. I'm going to pause that. We're going to give you guys, this is the link to what I'm talking about. We're going to throw that in the chat here for you. And they're preparing the food, and then what they're doing is they are freezing it in these larger blocks, and then they're kind of mixing it up. In the video that I just shared for you guys, there's a guy, this guy did Mexican food, because a lot of times it's all about like the ability to mix things up. Has a lot of the same flavor palettes are in a specific type of food, okay? Some of them won't transfer over. Like hot sauce isn't going to be great on spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a broken brain like me. So what you do is you make all these different types of foods, right? But they're foods that you can consume together that have the same flavor palette, right? In this particular case, he did Mexican food, and he did like a rice. He did I think he did like some tofu. He did chicken. He did beef. He did beans, and he did some other vegetables, right? And then after you do that, then you put those. You basically turn it into almost like a paste. I mean, like with beans, you're going to end up with refried beans, but that's not what he did. They were kind of mushy. The chicken's going to be in a sauce. That sauce will freeze. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, right? And then all you do is you just grab each one of those little blocks. In this particular case, he actually created like a spinny wheel, and he spun it, like, okay, I need a protein, and there it is right there, chicken, which he had already cooked. It's already been pre-made, But I think, I hope that answers your question, because like I said, your question was a little hard to decipher with multiple questions. So, but I like the idea. I think it's a good idea. Generally, food stored properly in a freezer is at least good for a year before it starts to do the freezer burn thing. All right, let's see here. I think silver will go up when the Fed lowers interest rates. Coal, absolutely true. Like I said this morning, I think that silver will reach $100 per ounce. I don't know if it will. I'm not an investor. I don't give investing advice, but I think it will reach that number. Roach says, with the stop of pennies, there are issues at checkouts unless you use plastic. Do you gain a couple of pennies or do you lose? Need to return to the penny dish at the checkout. Leave, take a penny. I expect that will eventually, the put and take, as they call it. I think that will eventually run dry. Almost every business is having a problem with pennies. Almost every business is running problems with pennies, and I've seen some businesses that are actually trying to go strictly cashless because they're, basically every penny that they don't get to keep is a penny that they didn't make. It's really that easy. It's really that easy. But pennies, I don't know if you can see them up there. Where are we at here? P is for penny. P is for the penny. All right, so let's see here. I'm still down to reach my silver goals, but it's challenging on a fixed budget. Yes, it is. Buy it, buy 1 or 2 ounces at a time. That's the way I did it. Let's see here. Brown Bear says, I did that when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail. Great with dried noodles. Oftentimes you don't have a reliable heat source. Very true. Whenever I see that, it tells me it's like you're a bot. You might want to contemplate in the digital age. W7G. You might want to contemplate creating a real name, because all these names now that have that dash and a series of numbers and letters, like a license plate that wasn't finished, are being seen as bots. So for quick emergencies, heat and here for around 2.5 Hormel non-refrigerated foods. See what I'm saying? And there's a common. It's a common, not a pair. I don't even know what to say. Is there a language difference? Ban Everything says the best meal prep is planting a lot of fruit and berries, gardening fresh pond and flower. Yeah, I guess technically that is the best way to do it. Let's see here. Rose says glass containers are reported better because of the chance of BPH or other contaminants. Some of them can go from the fridge to the oven. Now to check what the manufacturer says. And make sure that if you're going to freeze anything in a glass container, like a glass mason jar, make sure you have the wide mouths. Otherwise, it can actually be difficult to get some of the things out of. Damn. Oh, what did we view deleted message? When do I just? That's Jay Brown. Come on, don't say stupid things, man. It makes you look stupid. Okay, so what else we got to talk about today? We got 14 people in here. We got 13 thumbs up. I have 0 to complain about. You know, the Grand Poobah Preparedness hasn't come out yet, but you know, it's we'll get there. And people often claim planting food ECT is good, but you want to be flexible. What happens if you have to leave or are forcibly relocated or a bad storm or plant disease? Those are all very negative things, and they do happen. Okay, but you know the question is like, what if you have a square asshole? Do you shit bricks? You know what I'm saying? Playing the what if game is not. It's not strategizing. It's not planning. It's not even thinking through a problem. It's just finding a stumbling block. It's finding, you know, you're finding, you're purposely looking for a speed bump in your plan. You know, if you're at a location that you plan to be for a long period of time, then it would be foolish not to plant and water a seed. Is that easy? Is that easy? Because what if? Forcefully relocated. It's in a plant. It's in a pot. Take it with you. If a bad storm comes, bring it inside. Plant disease, that happens, but that's actually quite a rarity unless you're around other planted areas. So you see what I'm saying? Brown bear. You see what I'm saying? So find the positives. Find the positives. Glass half full. You know, if your glass is half full, guess what? You can still drink. All right, so put some other stuff in the chat, and I shall. I'm agreeing. Actually, just saying, if planting fresh food is your plan, that's a long time to grow in a bad situation. Yeah, trees and bushes, they tend to take a while, but just stick to the basic plants. Just stick to the basic plants that, you know, I hate to say this, but taters. Taters pretty much. Did you guys know that taters are technically a tropical food? Huh. A lot of people don't know that. They always associate it with like the cold winter, surviving the Irish famine, that kind of thing, you know. But it's technically a tropical food, and you just need a little bit of sunlight and water, and that tater will grow and be happy. Grow and be happy. All right, what else are we going to talk about? Hootie. Maynard Watkins says, Hootie. What's up, Broseph? Haven't seen you since yesterday, I think. I can't remember if you were in this morning's live stream or not. All right, you guys put some stuff in the chat because, like I said, this whole thing was about silver, and we have silvered out everything so far. Current spot price of silver is refresh $71.70. Oh, it's up 11.8% in the week. Let's see here. I just noticed ban only's ban everything is icon is the notorious yelling girl, also known as the liberal scream. Let's see. What is the best piece? Okay, Cole. What is the best piece of prepper gear? Gear wise, I don't know. I would probably go with, you know, I would start with probably the EDC stuff, you know. A halfway decent pocket knife, not an El Cheapo, but not, you know, $120 pocket knife that you just like to flick in your hands. A halfway decent pocket flashlight, you know, you don't have to, you know, it doesn't have to have 1 million lumens. It's just got to work. It's got to turn on. It's got to turn off. I would think just stick with the basics as far as gear goes, you know. I'm not really a fan. I have probably 10 or 15 flashlights that companies have sent me, and they're all good flashlights because the batteries last for a while, and when I push the button, the white light comes on when I need it to, and that's it. I don't need to be able to mount it to a pew. I don't need to be able to flash it bright light at people and make them blind or stun them. I don't need any of that crap. You know, a piece of paper and a mechanical pencil, maybe, you know. Yeah, it's really that easy. Bad Everything says, I planted a lot of fast fruiting things that are easy to propagate from cuttings to make more. Oh, that's pretty smart. That's pretty smart. I love those videos where they talk about, where they show you how to like like splice into other plants. Like you cut this limb and you put this other plant on it, and then it's like it can make double the fruit, that kind of thing, you know. Let's see here. Rose says, when planting, check out guerrilla gardening. Plant some items in other areas where most don't venture or get sprayed. Check on Permaculture Channel by Bill Bond. Solid advice. Solid advice. Yeah, I really wish I plant more, but my planting has been limited because my ability to take care of things right now is limited to a human being that I'm trying to keep alive. If you know, you know. And it takes up most of my time. It takes up most of my time. In fact, I'm looking at her right now on this little camera where her friend is visiting, so I have time to do a live stream. It's that easy. It's that easy. I don't know if she's getting ready to leave or not. She's packing a few things here and there. They're talking about Christmas presents. Did anybody buy any preparedness related Christmas presents for their loved ones this year? If so, put that in the chat. I have a Buck 112. It's easy to carry. If it fits in your pocket, it's easy to carry, Cole. I'm going to look at that. Buck 112. Buck 12. What's that look like? Buck 112. Oh, yeah, it's a classic pocket knife. I absolutely love it, dude. You know, the only drawbacks that I see to the 112 Ranger, that I see to the old school pocket knives is I really like the advancement in the fact that most modern pocket knives have a clip on them. I really like the old school. I'm looking at it right now on the screen. I just Googled it. I used to actually I probably have one of these things laying around someplace. But is it over here? No, I do not. I do not have it over here. But I mean, some of the simplest things, you know, like what do we got here? This is an RR. I've got these. These are some classic pocket knives. Here we go. Trusted. If it's going to be in my pocket, you know, it shouldn't. I'm not a fan of having this giant thing in my pocket unless I have a specific pocket for a knife. You know what I'm saying? But the modern advancements, pretty much every knife now has a clip on it, and for good reason, because it's a smart idea. I do like these older knives. I'm not sure what brand this is. There's no name on it. But it's got this little, it's probably like from the 1920s or something like that. If you guys are familiar with that, I don't know if you can see. I'm trying to bend it so the light hits it right. I don't think that's going to work. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But the other one is actually, it's still a legitimate brand, but you don't see them very often. This is the RR brand. There you go. All right, let's see. But Cindy, Cindy, look at it. Guys, make sure that you give Cindy a thumbs up over there for helping me out trying to get to the the Grand Poobah preparedness. Will show his ugly little head if we make it. But as far as pocket knives go, this is my newest one, but I only carry this when I go into the bush. Yeah, this thing is this is not a small. This is like just sits in your pocket cause. I'm not a fan. I like the design, but I'm not a fan of the spring release on this, because in order to release the spring, you have to put your finger right there in front of the blade and then close the blade under pressure while your finger's still there. But it has all the basic stuff. I got this for my birthday. The girlfriend bought it for me. But I do love the Buck. It doesn't, and it's, once again, I like this, but it doesn't have a damn clip on it. Oh. Merry Christmas, Cindy. Merry Christmas. Let's see here. Looks like an old timer. No, neither one of those are old timers. Those things are well before. Those are like 1920s. I actually got them at an antique shop. Let's see here. Let me scroll up through the chat here. Thanks for all the preps you guys are doing for my family. Thanks for all the preps you guys are doing for my family. Suffering overdue. I don't know what preps we're doing for your family. Items for car emergencies. Is there something that blankets can be stored or to keep from being frozen? Well, I would buy a lightweight wool blanket. You can still buy them online. There's actually a company out there that sells them that is actually pretty reputable and not super expensive and in the preparedness space. Give me 1 second and I shall find you a link. Lightweight wool blankets. Emergency. Try that. Let's try that. All right. So there's actually a lot of them, and these are all good, but they're expensive. These are like 40 to. There's heavy wool, $59. Oh, come on. I'm trying to remember the name of the company. I used to keep all that gear in here with me, but I don't. Let's see. Preparedness. Let's see if I can find thermal blankets. He may not sell them anymore. Well, let me get you one that's not super expensive because I mean wool is wool. It's just that easy. All right, so large wool blanket, warm, thick, environmental blanket. This one's only $29. Let's see if this is. What do we got here? It's made from knit outdoor. I mean, it looks like. Yeah, I'll share it with you. Let's wool blankets. There you go. That looks legitimate. Coffee brown. It's an 80% wool blanket. Okay, 20% man-made fibers. That means that it's synthetic. And it's probably why it's 100% free of chemicals. Fire retardant blanket. Okay. All right, so it's a good deal. That's a good deal. And then you just roll this sucker up and stick it under the seat of your car, and you've got a wool blanket. You know. Let's see here. What do we got here? Prime off-feeder blackberries, fruit first after planting. By 2 years, they fruit during the entire growth. Nice. Oh, I love how whatever your name is, 69. What you got, Mork? That yeah, that's we're just gonna stick you in the corner and put a hat on your head, and you can just change. We'll just change your screen a little bit, and you can like watch what the adults are doing instead of trying to talk to them. You're like this little kid that I just shoot away from the adult table. Let's see here. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Cindy. Annie G says made canned goods from Christmas gifts and bought items for family pets and some silver. There you go. Bought an Opes Mega 2. Okay, a new Pew Pew and some Freedom Seeds for the home front. I love it. I love it. Excuse me. Ban Everything says here in Louisiana, our biggest weather threat to fruit trees is Arctic blasts. So I use huge tarp and I run warm lights under them with batteries when needed. Yep, that's if you want to save them, that's the way to do it. Rose says Ian has a problem with catching his pocket clip on his chair. Yeah, I mean that's like I wear my watch backwards because actually it's not on right. There we go. I wear my watch backwards because I bang it on so many things. When I'm moving through the bush or I'm doing something around the house or outdoors, I just bang into things, and I have destroyed watches, so I just turn them inside out. Let's see here. I received two of my grandfather's old 1940s Pew Pews. Nice. They were not stored well and need a lot of work. So it looks like I have a couple projects for the new year. I love it. I love it. What do we got here? Billy King, right meow. If you know what that's from, put it in the chat. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas, bro. I'm going so hard. Hybly, I don't know what the hell you just mumbled. I don't even know what you just said. I don't even know what you're babbling about. Hybly, bro. I'm going so hard. Blah, 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 blah. What? Sounds like you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing online. Okay, so what other questions, comments, concerns do we have? And we will go backwards. We'll do that. Grumpy Acres Farm just showed up. Good to see you, Broseph. The backward watch is a military thing. Then I wore one that's the same way I wore it. Even though solid green Timex could take a licking when worn properly. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. 100%. 100%. Worn backwards. It has. I have basically a kit for if I'm going to go do something, then I have certain things that I grab. Let's see. And I pretty much live on those Timexes. The only thing I don't like about them, the original Timexes that didn't have the what is it? That had the. You remember we used to have watch bands for our Timexes that had like a Velcro on them, and we had to do that because they started making Timexes that had glow in the dark numbers, and it's totally not tactical. Totally. Let's see here. I saw a rich guy in Texas lose all his big fig trees to a freeze and couldn't believe it. I guess he doesn't like figs as much as I do. Well, I mean, it's unfortunately that it sounds to me like this guy was like, I got money, I'll just spend money on stuff and then it'll take care of all of itself, but it doesn't. So, let's see here. Rose says, check out our local military surplus shop. Blanket prices do vary. That's very true. Energy says, wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas and joyful and prosperous New Year. Same to you. Back at you, lady. Back at you. Okay. Let's see. She's talking, so somebody is. Oh, her friend is helping her do the packages. Her friend is helping her do the packages. Or the gifts is helping her do the gifts. All right, guys. What else can we talk about? I would like to keep the live stream going, but if there's nothing to talk about, I will shut this thing down. Too many gift labels. 100 pack is too much. The 100 pack is too much. Let's see here. Revolution in making stuffs. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm having for dinner yet. Fan wrap is printed out. Fix your channel. There's nothing wrong with my channel. Let's see here. First time trying this. Anybody following the Santa tracker? The Santa tracker on YouTube? It just has time. It doesn't actually show him flying around here. 15 hours. Countdown to takeoff is in 15 hours. What is that? That's for Launchpad. Anything signal for Santa's sleigh. I don't believe that for a second. 2025 trigonometry. If you don't follow them, you don't follow them. They're saying that this is the year of the moron. Let's see here. Hum says, big plastic container storage for water. Is this more for washing up than for drinking due to it being plastic? If this is a question, I would say, I don't know. I don't know what kind of plastic container, a plastic storage container. I don't think that would be good for storing water in it. It's not, it needs to be sealed. It needs to be waterproof. You know what I'm saying? Like you can pick it up and drop it and water's not going to go everywhere, that kind of thing. I think if you're putting this is really these questions are really, where are you at? Which city are you in? Which city, state, and country are you in? Because these questions that you're asking, they all kind of seem very AI driven. They all seem like artificial intelligence that's not too intelligent. It sounds like if you're an AI hum, just tell me in the chat, and that way we can talk offline, and I'll teach you how to ask real questions. I'll be your trainer. I'll be your AI trainer. I'll get you squared away right off the bat. I'll get you off the liberal dole, and you can actually sound like more human. So just let me know. Let me know. All right, let's see here. So the Nordic Santa tracker is not working. The NORAD Santa tracker is not working. I came from a Walmart that went out of business, and you're in Kentucky. It came from a Walmart that went out of business, and you're in Kentucky. Okay, well, I guess these are good things. These are good things. You're sounding more human. But yeah, I don't know that I would ever store water in some kind of storage container. That doesn't seem like that's something that's very realistic. Very realistic. All right, let's see here. We got 17 people in here. Nobody's talking. We've got 15 thumbs up, which is great. And we have made $10, and we are 2/5 away for the Grand Poobah appearing. But I feel like we're losing energy here. I feel like we're losing that forward momentum that you need to have during a live stream, and that I'm just that guy that is just running his suck while you're typing away. Sorry, fell asleep. You see what I'm saying? I'm so entertaining. She fell asleep. All right, guys, I think that's going to be about it for today. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I don't anticipate another live stream today, but I do have several videos that I have to make today, so you'll be seeing them before or after Christmas. This may be the last time you see me until then. So until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.